Okay, let's talk about installing Ansible on a control node. Now, before we do this, what is Ansible? Ansible is a tool that's developed by Red Hat for system automation and orchestration, which is a fancy way of saying you can use it to mass configure and update a bunch of systems across your entire network. It's very cool. It's agentless, so you don't have to install anything on your remote systems other than, SSH, so you can connect to them, or the Windows Remote Admin tools. So it's using existing software. You don't have to go over and install an Ansible client on everything you're going to manage. You just need to install it on a control node. Now, your control node has to be Linux. You can manage Linux systems, Windows systems, Cisco systems, Juniper, anything almost. So you can manage all kinds of different devices, but your control node needs to be a Linux-based system. And so that's what I've got here. I've got an Ubuntu system that I'm going to install Ansible on. Now, let me talk about the environment I'm in here a little bit, just so you can get an idea of if you want to build your own Ansible test environment. So I'm going to need internet access, but at the same time, I'm going to want to isolate my network of virtual machines so that I can play with. So I've created 5 virtual machines. This one, which is going to be my control node, and then 4 others, 2 other Ubuntu systems, a Windows client, and a Windows server station. Now, all of these are on an isolated Hyper-V switch, an internal switch if you want the official term for it. But I also need access to the internet. So what I've done is I've dual homed this in Hyper-V. So I have Ethernet 0, which is connected to my local network, the internal switch to give me an isolated network. And then this one is connected to an external network to give me access to the internet. Now, also, by the way, if you are going to play around with managing Cisco routers and switches, you're going to need to do that through an external network as well, or you can use something like GNS3 to simulate them in a virtual environment. So our control node has to be Linux. Everything else can be whatever we want. So I am going to install this system as my control node. Now you've got a little bit of an idea of the way our network is set up. I am going to do a lot of this in command prompt or in their terminal. So I'm going to go to the terminal, and before I open it, I'm actually going to right click and pin this to dash. So it's just always going to be over here and I don't have to go looking for it in the future. So I'm going to open terminal, and best practice before installing software is to do an apt update, and that's going to update your apt cache or a list of all the available software. I'm probably not going to find much because I did this just a few minutes ago. It tells me 4 packages can be upgraded. So great, I'm going to do a sudo apt upgrade. And like I said, I did this just a few minutes ago. Yes, I want to go ahead and do that because I didn't want this part to take too long. All right, so that gets our update. Now, there's one package that I need to make sure is on here, and it should be. I'm going to tell apt to install it anyway, just so that I make sure it is, and that is the current version. So it's sudo apt install software common properties. And it shouldn't come back and say that it can't find what I want. That's because it's supposed to be software properties common. I got it backwards. Let's fix this. There we go. So it's telling me it's already installed and is the newest version. So great. That is exactly what I need. So now my system is updated and ready for me to install Ansible. Now, Ansible does not exist in an Ubuntu repository by default. So I have to add another repository. And a repository is a place where Linux is going to store all of its software. Developers will upload stuff into the repository, then you can go grab them. Now, the Ansible repository is not included in the apt system by default, so I'm going to add it. So I'm going to do sudo, and I'm having to do sudo because all of these things have to be done with administrative or root privileges. So sudo add repository, TORY. And yes, I want to add it, update it if needed, and it's going to be PPA : so Ansible /Ansible. So unless I typoed something, this should add the Ansible repository, and then we go check it and pull that and add that to our apt cache, and we just fetched it. So now we're going to install Ansible. So it's sudo apt install Ansible. And that should go out and download it. Yes, I want to do this. It should go out and download it and then install it for me. Now, big thing about Ansible here. Ansible we have to install on the control node. So we're going to have control nodes and manage nodes. The control node has to be Linux. Talked about that earlier. So we set up the control node. That's where we install the Ansible software. We don't have to install anything on any other devices other than common tools for remote access like SSH or the Windows Remote Admin tools. We need to make sure things like that are activated, but we don't have to install an Ansible client package on any of our remote devices, which is great because there are things like Cisco Juniper devices that you're not going to be able to install software packages on. So Ansible is great for managing those types of devices. Okay, so we are running our setup. We've got our little progress indicator here, about 93% of the way done. This is taking it a minute. So once this finishes, there we go. Now we're going to check our Ansible and make sure it's installed. And it's easy to do. It's just Ansible -- version. And it will tell you we're running Ansible Core 2.195. Here's our config file. Here's our module search path, Ansible Python module locations, executable location, all the information that we need. And there we go. We have Ansible installed. Okay, couple of things to be aware of. So we're going to have the Ansible control node. We're going to have manage nodes. We're going to have an inventory file, which we haven't really created yet. We're going to deal with that a little bit later. We're going to have a config file that configures how Ansible functions. And then we can have playbooks. And you can run Ansible in ad hoc mode, give me just one command, or as a playbook, where it does a whole bunch of things, and the playbooks are set up using YAML. Okay, we are going to talk about a bunch of those things a little bit later on in subsequent videos. In the meantime, we now have Ansible installed.